Hi everyone.
Imagine you find a wallet full of money on campus and no one is around. Will you keep it or will you try to return it to the owner?
Situations like this show that morality is not only about rules, but about our character. In this vlog, we will share our reflection on virtue ethics and how different virtue shape our lives.
Let's go. Swap, swap, swap the food chong. Let's go. Za 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 chun ye ho. Joyo di ban lit fo. Let's go now. Fong do joy ho.
I'm John Afayo. In my reflection, virtue ethics teaches us that honesty is a foundation of good character. Being honesty means more than simply telling the truth. It means being trustworthy in our actions, words, and decisions. In student life, we often face small but tempting situations like seeing someone else's exam answers or considering copying homework. It may seem harmless, but virtue ethics reminds us that even these small choices shape the kind of person we are becoming. If we consistently choose honesty, we gradually develop a reputation for integrity. Honesty also requires courage. There are times when telling the truth might make you unpopular or even get you into trouble, like admitting a mistake in class or confessing a wrongdoing. But when we practice honesty regularly, it becomes part of who we are. People begin to see us as reliable and sincere. This statement strengthens our relationship with friends, teachers, and family, and it gives us inner peace because we no longer carry the stress or fear of being caught in lies. Furthermore, honesty affects society. When people act truthfully, trust grows in communities. Imagine a school where students, teachers, and staff all act honestly. Collaboration is easier, conflicts are few, and the environment becomes safe and respectful. Virtue ethics encourages us to see honesty not only as a personal choice, but to contribute to the common good. I also think it's important to reflect how often do we choose honesty in situations where lying seems easier. These moments define our character every day.
My name is Anika. My reflection is about courage and how standing up for what is right shapes our character. The reflection focuses on the virtue of courage. Courage is often misunderstood as something dramatic or heroic, like saving someone from danger in movies. But in everyday life, courage is often quiet and small. It can mean standing up for a classmate who is being bullied, refusing to go along with peer pressure, or admitting when we have made a mistake. These actions may seem ordinary, but they require moral strength and help us build character over time. Courage also involves facing personal fears and challenges, speaking up in public, trying a new sport, asking for help when struggling with studies, or confronting a friend about a problem. All these situations require courage. Virtue ethics teaches us that growth happens when we step outside our comfort zone. Repeated practice of courageous actions strengthen our character and give us confidence to handle more difficult situations in the future. For example, A student who consistently stands up for fairness inspires others to do the same. In society, courageous individuals become role models. They show that doing the right thing is possible even when it's difficult or unpopular. Courage can encourage others to act responsibly and ethically. It also builds leadership skills because people naturally follow someone who stands up for principles. I would like to ask the audience, think about one situation this week where you could have acted courageously. Did you? Why or why not? Reflecting on these choices help us develop moral courage over time.
My reflection about kindness. Kindness is one of the most meaningful virtues we can practice every day. Virtue ethics teaches that morality is not only about rules, but about developing a caring character. Small action of kindness, like helping a friend with homework, sharing resources, or listening to someone's problem, or simply offering a smile, can make a huge difference. Sometimes people underestimate the impact of these small gestures, but they create trust and connection in our daily life. Kindness should come from a genuine desire to care for others, not because we expect reward or recognition. When we practice kindness, we develop empathy and compassion, which helps us understand the struggles and feelings of people around us. For example, helping a new student feel welcome can reduce their anxiety and make them feel part of the community. So virtue ethics encourages us to act consistently in a ways that reflect kindness because these habits shape our character over time. A society where people practice kindness becomes more cooperative and peaceful. Strong relationships reduce conflict, and shared support are natural outcomes. Kindness inspires reciprocity. When someone experiences compassion, they are more likely to help others. Now, I also challenge you, think about one way you can act kindly today, even in a small ways. These consistent acts are what build not only individual virtue, but also a positive, caring community.
My reflection is about discipline. One of the most important virtues for personal success. Discipline allows us to stay focused on our goals despite distractions like social media, entertainment, or procrastination. It means planning our time carefully, prioritizing tasks, and following through on commitments. For students, discipline can mean completing assignment on time, preparing for exams consistently, and practicing skill daily. Self-control is closely connected to discipline. It allows us to resist impulses and make thoughtful decisions. For example, a student may feel like skipping studies to watch videos, but self-control helps them to stick to their schedule. Over time, practicing discipline and self-control builds resilience and reliability. Virtue ethics reminds us that good habits, when repeated consistently, form a stable and responsible character. In the long term, discipline leads to achievement and confidence. People who develop this virtue become dependable individuals, capable of handling responsibilities and contributing positively to their communities. Discipline not only benefits personal growth, but also society. I encourage viewers to reflect which area of your life needs more discipline. Setting small goals and practicing self-control every day can help you become a better person yourself.
Patience is a virtue that helps us remain calm and persistent, even when faced with difficulties or delays. In student life, this could mean waiting for results, taking the time to understand a challenging subject, or listening carefully to others. Patience teaches us that growth takes time and effort, and that we should not rush or force outcomes. Practicing patience also helps us in managing our emotions when we become frustrated or anxious easily. It can lead to hasty or poor decisions. Virtue ethics encourage us to remain calm, think carefully, and act wisely, which builds self-control and maturity over time. In society, patience fosters understanding and cooperation. People who are patient listen to others, work well in teams, and approach conflicts thoughtfully. I encouraged viewers to reflect, think of recent situations where you could have been more patient. What would have changed if you practice patience? Small moments of patience can have a big impact on our character and relationships.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kijan Ward. I would like to connect our discussion to the idea that virtue ethics is not only about a few good habits, but about a wider tradition of virtues that guide human life. In philosophy and theology, we often hear about four cardinal virtues: prudence, justice, courage, and temperance, as well as three theological virtues: faith, hope, and love. These virtues have guided good moral thinking for centuries and continue to shape how we understand good character today. The virtues we discussed, honesty, kindness, discipline, and patience, are closely related to these classical virtues. For example, discipline connects temperance with self-control. Kindness reflects love and justice, and patience can be rooted in hope and faith. This shows that virtue ethics is not limited to abstract ideas, but is something practical that we live out in everyday situations. By practicing these virtues consistently, we form habits that shape our identity and influence the people around us. Most importantly, virtue ethics reminds us that becoming a good person is a lifelong journey. No one's perfect, nobody is, and we all make mistakes. However, what truly matters is our willingness to grow, to reflect on our actions, and to continue striving for moral excellence. When we practice virtues daily in our studies, friendship, family, life, and future careers, we contribute not only to our personal development, but also to building a more ethical and compassionate society. I invite everyone watching the vlog to reflect and comment. What virtue do you want to strengthen starting today? Small steps can lead to a meaningful transformation over time. Thank you and peace.